Meghan has always had this very, very strange fascination with Soho House, very much this weird obsession with it.
Without Markus Anderson, I hope to prove to you in this video that Meghan Markle wouldn't have the level of global fame that she enjoys now.
Back in her early days, she was totally reliant on Soho House to pay for her travel, to pay for her accommodation.
Jeffrey Epstein was also Harvey Weinstein, very prominent. There were members. Meghan Markle was just one of the working girls for Soho House. Call girl, working girl, escort, whatever you want to call it. That's what she was.
Markus started off at Soho House London as a waiter, and he was a global membership director when he first met Meghan.
Once a Soho House basic, always a Soho House basic.
He is like a parasite, always lurking in their shadow. No normal family has a constant third wheel, male or female, leeching onto their every move. Markus is practically glued to them.
You know, this is what Meghan has been doing. She's a piece of Klingon, you know, like she clings to somebody who can get her there. So Meghan manages to befriend one person of a very popular group, and then that person introduces her to the others. And because that she's being brought in by somebody they trust, she's welcomed in.
Now, his job was to go to a new city wherever they were opening up a new Soho House, and his job was to find the best and the brightest of that city to invite to the founding members party. And they didn't just invite anybody. To be a founding member, you really had to be somebody in the social scene of the city where they were opening up.
Meghan Markle only becomes prominent for Soho House, guys, after she starts being on Suits and she's introduced to Markus Anderson. And then she gets more consistent and more prominent work, okay? Because then she could be in the presence of Markus Anderson.
So the next time that we really spot Markus on the radar is he's sitting next to Meghan at the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games. And it's amazing when you look at that footage back, because you realise just how far Prince Harry has dropped.
It started like a whisper behind velvet curtains, small, sharp, and impossible to ignore. Somewhere between the dim lighting of Soho House and the polished silence of private lounges, something slipped. According to online whispers, Markus Anderson, Meghan Markle's longtime confidant and rumored social architect, just did the unthinkable. Allegedly, he leaked something. Not a photo, not a moment, but names. A list of clients.
More importantly, how her curated public image should be. Harry really apparently just wants time alone, doesn't want to be filmed, doesn't want to be put on social media, but has no choice.
Individuals once cloaked behind luxury, discretion, and power. And in the middle of it all, Meghan. Speculation spreads like fire. Why now and why him? No one's confirming anything, but the rumors are loud enough to drown out the truth. Across encrypted forums, gossip sites, and private message boards, one phrase keeps reappearing like a shadow that won't disappear. Secret Soho House clients. Leaked.
Markus Anderson is very unique in the Meghan Markle Disposable Friends series because Markus is indispensable. Without Markus Anderson, I hope to prove to you in this video that Meghan Markle wouldn't have the level of global fame that she enjoys now, or infamy, depends how you look at it.
Some online threads claim these revelations go deeper than anyone expected, and those closest to Harry say the fallout hit harder than anyone could have imagined. One insider even put it bluntly, he's devastated. But this was only the beginning. To most of the world, Markus Anderson is just a name that floats near Meghan Markle's, a background character in an A-list fairy tale. But within private circles, he's known as something else entirely. A gatekeeper, a fixer, a quiet architect of social access. For years, whispers have suggested he's the one who's
been very, very sort of moved by Meghan Markle's story, simply because he liked her story. I mean, that's really how they became friends. You know, whatever she told him about how she wanted to become big, famous, wealthy, all of that sort of stuff, well, that really connected with me.
Markus isn't just Meghan's friend, he's reportedly the one who brought her into the world of Soho House, the elite members-only club where deals are made over cocktails and futures are quietly mapped out in rooftop lounges. Some say he was more than a connector. He was a strategist.
4-year-old, when we play imaginary play, she gets all the jams out the cupboard and lays them all on the table, and I get the fake money and pretend to buy them. Meghan is doing imaginary play, but she's doing it with Markle.
And now, according to online speculation, he may be the one pulling back the curtain. His name is suddenly everywhere. Anonymous posts link him to a list, a document that allegedly exposes who attended what, when, and why. Theories are spiraling. Was it a planned leak, a warning shot, or something much more personal? No one saw this coming, especially not Harry. But the real shock came with what the leak supposedly contains. The leak didn't come through mainstream media. It didn't appear on headlines or news tickers.
Easier to talk to him because he was a billionaire and he knew that you wanted to go back to LA and that Canada was always going to be a pit stop. From the very beginning, this woman orchestrated leaving the royal family because all she's ever wanted in her life was to be an A-lister in Hollywood. She did not have the talent to become an A-lister in Hollywood. She was relegated to a D-list actress spot on a show called Suits that nobody in America had seen, but apparently, which Prince Harry lets us know.
It started anonymously. Quiet posts on fringe forums, screenshots without context, file names blurred and redacted. But they all pointed to the same thing, a supposed guest list, allegedly linked to private events at Soho House and allegedly involving Meghan Markle during her rise to global recognition. According to these unverified sources, the list includes more than just names. There are rumored timestamps, dates, and coded references to discreet introductions.
Inspired, as it says, inspired by Soho House. Am I wrong? I thought Soho House was not doing well or potentially going under and struggling. Maybe that was just the London branch, but it didn't sound like things were going well. Maybe not across the board. I don't know. But last I heard, things weren't going well for Soho.
Some threads go further, suggesting these events were more than social gatherings. They were strategic, curated moments where connections were made, futures redirected, and reputations sealed. Of course, nothing in the leak is confirmed. Every detail remains buried under layers of speculation and denial. But the timing is what made people pay attention, because some of the dates mentioned, if real, line up uncomfortably close to key turning points in Meghan's public transformation. Appearances, roles, relationships, headlines. And according to commentary across social media, if these whispers are true, then someone in that inner circle just set fire to the very stage Meghan once walked across. But why now? Why would Markus, or anyone close, risk everything by leaking something like this? The answer might be darker than anyone expected. If this leak really came from Markus Anderson, or even someone close to him, the question becomes almost too obvious. Why now?
If she's, as you say, a victim of a miscarriage of justice, then there would be no obvious reason why she would not want to cooperate with the authorities. I mean, particularly the chance to address Congress, for example, where the whole world would watch. And if she is as innocent as you say, then isn't that the perfect opportunity? Why wouldn't she? I mean, if she doesn't do that, and she doesn't cooperate with the Attorney General's office, people are going to assume guilt.
Why risk everything when silence had always been his strength? Some online voices suggest betrayal, that Markus, once fiercely loyal, may have been pushed out, quietly, surgically, and without warning. Others claim the move was strategic, a protective maneuver in a game that's spiraling beyond anyone's control. A few even whisper it's a message, not to Meghan, but to those watching from the shadows, those who already know what
the matchmaker for the two idiots is now in the press, and I thought the matchmaker for the call girl, allegedly, wasn't it her pimp, Markus Anderson? That's interesting, because this says, have the two idiots moved on from their match?
Public commentary points to a visible shift. Meghan and Harry's relationship with their inner circle has reportedly grown cold. Familiar faces are disappearing from public photos. Private insiders aren't rushing to defend them like before. And Markus? He's been noticeably silent. Not a denial, not a word, just distance. And now, this.
And I like to think that Meghan would like that. Meghan likes to be number one. Meghan does not simply degrade Prince Harry. She degrades his entire family, his entire legacy. And this is a different kind of embarrassment. She has mocked his heritage, his traditions, his grandmother, the former Queen of England, and it seems like she did so happily.
If the leak is real, and again that's only speculation, it might not be revenge. It might be insurance. a signal that certain people refuse to be buried with the secrets they once protected. And yet, while Markus stays quiet, Harry, according to sources, is not. What he reportedly said behind closed doors would flip everything upside down. Behind palace walls and luxury compounds, the silence can be deafening. And according to insiders quoted in private online circles, Harry hasn't taken this well. In fact, some say he's crumbling.
But let's go a little bit deeper into Markus Anderson and Meghan Markle. They know each other from Soho House. So this little bit of information I found here tells us that Omid Scobie and Meghan Markle have known each other for a long time from yachting, and that Omid Scobie dated Markus Anderson at the time that Markus and Meghan were friends.
One source, posting anonymously through a private Discord thread, claimed that Harry was blindsided and heartbroken after learning about the alleged leak, not just because of what it revealed, but because of who it came from. To him, Markus wasn't just a name on a guest list, he was part of the foundation.
For many years, this almost A-list actress, and that's Meghan Markle, precariously balanced herself between dating and yachting. She thought of it as dating upward, and there are perks such as lifestyle and glamour and gifts of dating upward rather than yachting in the traditional sense.
A trusted ally, a bridge between Meghan's past and the life they built together. If the whispers are true, and again nothing is confirmed, then this isn't just a betrayal. It's a shattering of the very trust that kept their inner world intact. Some suggest that Harry's been struggling behind the scenes for months, that his quiet withdrawal from certain public appearances wasn't just fatigue, it was conflict. Emotional, relational, and very possibly internal.
I think she was scared of coming back to this country, and quite rightly, because the people of this country don't like the fact that she's stolen our prince. And she's literally brainwashed him, blinkered him, and tied him down to his Californian man.
And now, with this supposed leak lighting up the darkest corners of their shared past, the cracks are no longer hidden. Meghan hasn't commented. Markus hasn't spoken. But Harry? Those close to him say the silence speaks louder than any statement. Still, the most shocking theory wasn't even about who leaked the names, it was about what those names might really mean. As speculation explodes across TikTok threads and private subreddits, some online users started connecting dots, not just between names, but between moments, public moments, career-changing moments, events that, in hindsight, appear too perfectly timed to ignore. One rumored theory? That this list of alleged clients doesn't just reveal attendees, it maps a trajectory, a rise. Meghan's rise.
Epstein was obviously getting leverage on all these different people for whatever his purpose was.
What do you think? That's what the question is. Like, what could he possibly... A lot of them were scientists. He went with a lot of, like, celebrities. There was heads of state.
I don't think he needed money.
Right. Well, what was he...
I don't know. I mean, maybe he just... Who knows? Maybe he got off on sort of being the
According to a few detailed threads, certain names on the list align with key points in her career. Major auditions, invitations to high-profile events, unexpected casting shifts. One speculative timeline shows a flurry of Soho House meetings just months before Meghan's big casting in Suits. Another shows overlaps between invitees and brand deals that suddenly appeared in her orbit. Again, none of this is confirmed. There is no verified source behind these charts. But the online community isn't letting go. Because if true, if even part of it is rooted in fact, it reframes everything. And the phrase that keeps resurfacing in this commentary? These weren't just social events. These were chess moves. Was Meghan just at the right place?
Meghan is a trained actress. What she does is that she studies people. She's not a good actress, but she is a trained one, right? She's been doing it her entire life. And there is no doubt that she studied Princess Diana. She studied her mannerisms towards Harry when he was a boy and the way that she grabs her face. And this is the psychopathic elements of what she does. Putting a pregnancy text next to Princess Diana's hair, saying that she put her hands on the grave to have a conversation with her, bursting into tears. And she has convinced there's a thing called in psychology called the Freudian transfer.
According to one anonymous leak, buried deep within encrypted chat logs, the document doesn't stop at names. It allegedly includes timestamps, dates, room numbers, host initials, clues that suggest someone was tracking movement, not memories. The theory? That Markus or someone close kept quiet tabs on everything. Not for blackmail, not for control, but for protection. insurance.
As you can imagine. And Meghan really can't seem to understand that, with the likes of Spotify, Netflix and the rest now dumping her. Where do you go from here? What do you become after this? You get the picture. Now, this is the reason why many people understand the marriage, shall we say, has hit one of those rocky patches.
Because those in that world know when reputations turn into empires, someone always wants a receipt. Reddit sleuths even claim to spot patterns. Moments where Meghan's public life changed just days after certain guests appeared at Soho House. These rumors suggest that the leak, if genuine, could expose more than friendships.
The failure to fully investigate and prosecute Epstein's network means that powerful individuals who may have abused children and been blackmailed remain in positions of authority. There's still too much, in my opinion, there's still too much trust in government institutions.
It could suggest favors, mentorships, or deals exchanged in whispers. Of course, no official statement has confirmed any of this. The list hasn't been authenticated, and the people named in these posts haven't said a word. But that hasn't stopped speculation from spiraling.
Who is Markus Anderson, and why is he always around Meghan and Harry? Well, if we compare jawlines, the jawline to the man in the previous picture and the jawline here of Markus Anderson matches up pretty well. And I have to say, I don't know why these two are not a couple, but they really do make a really gorgeous couple.
Because if someone really did document Meghan's rise in this much detail, the world might not be ready for what's next. And the person caught in the middle of all this? Still silent. Markus Anderson hasn't responded. No interviews, no clarifications, not even a vague social media post, just absence.
Now, it always worried me that all of the biographers that have done books on Meghan Markle, and also a lot of people that have done interviews and magazine articles, sort of imply that just because she was in Suits, that was how she met Markus Anderson in Canada.
And for someone always so close to the fire, that silence feels like smoke. Meghan's team hasn't released a statement either. Not on the rumors, not on the alleged list. Nothing about Soho House or the swirling theories overtaking digital spaces. But in the absence of facts, the internet does what it always does. It builds stories. Some say the leak was a desperate attempt to stay relevant. Others believe it's the first crack in a much larger collapse. There are even fringe theories that claim Markus didn't leak anything at all, that the document was planted, that someone else entirely wants the world to think he did. As for Harry, the image of him being heartbroken is now etched into every retelling. Whether true or not, that single word has carried more emotional weight than any headline. It's no longer about the list. It's about the trust, the closeness, the sense that the world he thought was theirs might not have been real at all. And maybe that's the point, because sometimes it's not the leak that breaks everything, it's what the silence leaves behind.